Hey everybody, coming to you live this Monday to talk about a little something I see going on a fair bit, especially online. The lazy dater. Are you a lazy dater? Well, let's talk about what a lazy dater is. A lazy dater is someone who just sort of haphazardly throws their online profile together and, doesn't fill in all the boxes, says, I like walking and drinking wine. Hello, who doesn't? And then goes on into their profile and it's like, I don't know what to write here. And I even saw someone yesterday that wrote blah, blah, blah. Come on, folks. If you are wanting to actually get on a date and potentially get into a meaningful, loving relationship that doesn't leave you devastated and frustrated, you're going to have to put a little more effort into your online experience and in person as well, by the way. But I'm going to focus on online dating today because, well, just about everyone's doing it, or they've done it and they've given up on it because of the lazy dater. So don't be a lazy dater. So what can you do to shift things? Now, to check yourself with a little bit of tough love to see if you are indeed one of those lazy daters. Not only are you sort of half-assed doing your profile, but you're only replying like once every week. You're not checking your emails. You're not communicating effectively. Or you're putting everything you don't want on your profile instead of actually expressing and maybe perhaps being a little vulnerable online and sharing who you are and what you want. These are the things that are going to help you connect with your person, is showing up authentically and putting the intent and effort in. So what sort of message are you sending when you're a lazy dater? Well, first and foremost, I don't care. I don't care. I'm so solid in myself. I don't really need to date. My friends dared me to do this. I thought it was a good idea when I was drunk one night. That's why I'm on here. Oh, great. Yeah, let's date you, shall we? How is that going to show up in the rest of your experience, potentially with this person, or heaven forbid, with you? If you're like, well, I'm kind of showing up, I'm sort of putting my effort into, I'm only on here, I'm actually kind of embarrassed to be on here, and I did it on a dare, so do you date that way too? Like, you're only going on a date because someone dared you, and you don't really care whether or not you show up on a date, or potentially care about the person that you're meeting? If you're a lazy dater, I bet you're also a flaky person too. This is the person that doesn't call when they say they're going to call, or they're late for a date, or they continually cancel a date. You're going to be single for a long time, or you're going to end up with people that don't really respect or care about you either. Yes, there's going to be some hard, fast truths in this video, because I get frustrated, to be honest, or maybe more sad, with the people that are blaming everything outside them for their experience, and they're not doing any inner reflection about how they're showing up in their dating lives. I also see a lot online where people are like, one last kick at the can. Great. You want to engage with someone that you're potentially their last kick at the can? This is not the energy that you want to be using while dating. It will not serve you well, and save yourself and everyone else a lot of disappointment, frustration, and heartache if you're not going to date intentionally. So let's talk about intent, shall we? This is about being very clear about who you are and what you want in a relationship, and then being open and intentional in your commitment to that process. This means showing up online authentically, authentic photos that are a true representation of yourself. I'm sure you were absolutely adorable 10 years ago, but that was 10 years ago. I'm sure you're equally as adorable now, but we all age. Every day we're getting older. The sooner you can own it and love that part of yourself, the better, and also invites others to love you too. Also, make sure that people can see you when you're online. Sure, everyone looks good in sunglasses and hats. I love sunglasses and hats, but they're not on me in every single photo. I want people to see my eyes and smile and be able to see me fully and an expression of myself. That said, if you're into a certain sport or fashion or food, then make sure your photos are representing yourself that way too. Don't throw on old photos because you can't be bothered to put in the time to either take new photos or pull photos from another album and put them in, or even put photos up full stop. There are people that are online dating with no photos. No one's going to date you if they don't know what you look like. That would be the equivalent to walking up behind someone on the street and saying, hey, want to go on a date? Don't turn around. Not good. We need to see you. We are social creatures. We learn so much about being able to see each other's eyes and expressions and whether or not they're your person. Now, that doesn't always dictate, but a lot of the time that's our first social cue, especially for guys. They want to see us women. We're their attraction through they fall in love with their eyes first. Women, we fall in love with our ears. Guys, eyes. So, but as gals, you want to be showing up authentically as well. Not showing up pictures that's not how you look like either. And expressing yourself in such a way. Unless you're walking around like a total sex kitten all the time, then don't just put photos up that are depicting yourself to be that way. Show up the way that you are. Now, after that little rant was over, but a very important one, you also want to make sure that you're filling in all the boxes and answering honestly. If you're divorced, say you're divorced. If you're separated, say you're separated. And by the way, get your last relationship cleaned up before you enter into a new one. If you just want to go out and date and you're honest that you're wanting to date and not looking for a committed relationship until you are fully divorced and have moved on, that's cool. I'm okay with that. And you have to decide what you're okay with. But going online dating just after getting out of a marriage in order to bury yourself or numb out on other people, not cool. That emotional fallout is going to affect you and others, and bad dating karma, bad juju. Don't do it. Now, if you have kids, say that you have children. If you want children, say that you want to have children. And get clear about that before you go online. Don't be all wishy-washy, because you're going to end up in a wishy-washy relationship and there will be resentment down the pipeline. I guarantee you. Next, the profile. Oh, it doesn't need to be a novel, but it needs to be longer than a sentence, which involves sharing you. The best way to write an online profile is to write it like you speak. Show your personality, your sense of humor, be really honest about yourself, be a bit playful, be playful and honest about what you're looking for in a partner. It could even be a little flirtatious. Do not list what you do not want. That is a conversation for a later time, and all that's going to do is attract negative people. If you've had a negative experience and it's affecting you and you feel the desire to put it in your profile, don't do it. Just go and take a little break, hide your profile, delete it, whatever you need to, and go do a little detox. Spend a little time with yourself, figure out where all this frustration is coming from, get reflective, get honest, own your shit, do your cleanup work. That's what people like me are for. And then when you're ready, when you have good intention, positive energy, and you're going to have a good time, come hell or high water, then you're ready to go back online dating. And then first dates, make it fun. Show your personality. Most online sites now are asking for a suggestion. This is a great place to show your personality. Don't be like, whatever, let's grab a coffee. No, put intention into it. The intent and energy that you put into anything in your life is what is going to derive the results and in your experience. So I really invite you to stop the lazy dating. It does not serve you well. It sends the wrong message. And if you're lazy in dating, you're going to get other lazy daters and laissez-faire. And so let's just talk about briefly before I go off today what that looks like. That looks like non-committal dates. That looks like flakiness, which means people not calling when they say they're going to call, just disappearing mid-email, text communication, being late for dates, canceling on dates, or heaven forbid, and please stop doing this, not showing up for dates. We need to treat each other with love and kindness. We are human beings looking for connection with another person. If someone is not floating your boat, or something has changed, or you're not in the place to date, be honest about it. Be respectful of the other person, and in turn, those people will be respectful of you. And even if for some reason you run into a lazy dater and it's not working out for you, liberate them so that you can make yourself available for those that are intentionally dating with honesty, transparency, and authenticity, just like you. Rant over. Till next time, be a good dater. Big love.